Hi there, this is the instructional SDAIE video lesson for Jimmy Alderson. The content area for this lesson is Social Studies, U.S. History, 8th grade. The learning objectives for this lesson, one is that students will be able to students will be able to define key terms that are found in the U.S. Bill of Rights, and students will be able to verbally express their opinions on a series of anticipatory statements. The ELD learning objectives, there are 3 of them here. One is exchanging information and ideas with others through oral collaborative discussions on a range of social and academic topics. That will be done through the anticipatory set. Offering and justifying opinions, negotiating with and persuading others in communicative exchanges, again through the anticipatory set. And listening actively to spoken English in a range of social and academic contexts. That'll be done through both parts of the lesson, vocabulary as well as the anticipatory guide. So a couple of the SDAIE strategies I'll be using in this lesson is with our vocabulary. Students will see the term, I will say the term and they will echo it back. We will analyze the part of speech. Then they will see the word in context. So they'll see the word in a sentence, and I'll cold call on students to make a prediction based on the context of the sentence. And then we'll take a look at the definition that is accompanied by an image. So they're getting that visual aid as well. And then after vocabulary, we will do an anticipatory guide where students will see a series of statements and they will move to a different part of the room based on their opinion on that statement and share their opinion verbally with the rest of their class. Okay, good morning 8th grade, welcome. Today we're going to be starting our lesson on the Bill of Rights. Now the Bill of Rights are the first 10 amendments to our U.S. Constitution. Before we jump into looking at what these amendments contain, let's get some vocabulary. So if you would have your vocabulary graphic organizers out, let's take a look at our first term. So our first word is prohibit. Say that back to me, prohibit. Very good. Now we see that it's a verb. Who can tell me what they know about a verb? What can we know about this word prohibit if we know that it's a verb? Yeah, Brian. Perfect. It's an action word. Someone's doing something, right? Let's take a look at this sentence in context, this term in context. Here's a sentence. School officials prohibit students from walking on the grass and require them to stay on the sidewalk. So based on this sentence, looking at the rest of the sentence around this word prohibit, who can take a guess as to what prohibit might mean? Yeah, Bethany? Okay, to keep someone from doing something? Nice. Yeah, it means to forbid by authority. So go ahead and write that definition in your organizer, to forbid by authority. Next word, assemble. Call it back, assemble. Nice. And we have the definition here, we have the sentence here. Crowds began to assemble around the street performers. Crowds began to assemble around the street performers. Joel, do you have a guess as to what this word assemble might mean? Yeah, together. So to get people together. So we see a large crowd here, a large assembly of people. So the verb assemble means to get people together. Our third word, petition. This one is a noun. So if we know the petition is a noun, what do we know about this word? What does a noun remind us? Omar. Yes, exactly. A noun is a person, place, or a thing. Thanks, Omar. So a sentence here with petition. Students wrote a petition to get vending machines installed on the school campus. Students wrote a petition to get vending machines installed on the school campus. Gracie, what do you think petition means? Okay, so you've heard it before. It's like a list of names when you're trying to accomplish, get something done. Nice, I like that. So a petition is a formal request in writing. A formal request in writing. Petition. Okay, we have two more words here. This word is militia. Call it back, militia. Very good. Let's take a look at it in context. The militia responded by saying it would defend against any attacks. The militia responded by saying it would defend against any attacks. Any guesses as to what this word might mean? Nice, Rachel. Okay, sounds like soldiers or troops. I like that. Civilians trained as soldiers, not as part of the regular army. So the militia were regular people, regular men, not part of the U.S. Army, but rather just regular common folk that were trained, that had certain skills and training in warfare. How about excessive? We see that excessive is an adjective. Jack, can you remind us what an adjective is? Nice, it's a descriptive word. An adjective describes a noun, a person, place, or a thing. So here's the word in context. Excessive rain left the road slippery and dangerous. What do you think, Lily? What do you think excessive means based on this sentence? Okay, maybe too much. Yeah, great. More than the normal amount. So excessive, more than the normal amount. Okay, once you've got that definition down, here's what we're going to do. We're going to split the room into two sides. On my right here, we're going to have agree, and we're going to have over here on my left disagree. So we're going to take a look at 5 statements relating to kind of philosophy of law and government and the Constitution. And if you agree with the statement, you're going to go over to the agree side. And if you disagree with the statement, you'll go to the disagree side. And once we kind of get settled in, I'll call in some volunteers to share their thoughts. Any questions on what my expectations are for this? Okay, let's get going. Here's our first statement. So statement number 1, writers of the Constitution were everyday working class people. So if you agree with this statement, go over here to this side. If you disagree, to the left. Okay, Brooklyn, I see that you agree with this statement. Can you share some thoughts as to why you agree? Nice, very good. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your thoughts on that. Number 2, the president, like a king, has complete power to rule the country. Do you agree or disagree? Go ahead. The president, like a king, has complete power to rule the country. Okay, James, I see you disagree with this statement. Can you share some thoughts as to why you disagree? Great, thank you, James. Does anyone have any thoughts to add on to this? Yes, Mitchell. Nice, thank you, Mitchell, for that. Number 3, a Ford mechanic cannot become president. A Ford mechanic cannot become president. Agree or disagree? Okay, Ethan, I see you agree with this. Can you share some thoughts as to why you agree with this? Okay. Anyone have any counter thoughts or thoughts to add on to Ethan's? Okay, let's move on. Number 4, people who are rich and people who are poor have equal protection under the law. Do you agree or disagree? Okay, Molly, I see that you agree with this. Molly, do you want to share some thoughts as to why you agree with this statement? Nice, great. Thank you, Molly. I like that. All right, number 5, last one. Students should have the right to decide what classes they take. Students should have the right to decide what classes to take. Jack, I see that you disagree with this statement. Can you share with us a little bit about why you disagree? Okay, I like that. Anyone have any thoughts? Yeah, Brooklyn, do you want to share your thoughts? Nice, very good. Thank you all for your input there. If you would, please return to your seats, have out your printout of the Bill of Rights, and a pencil and the graphic organizer.